Welcome to episode 2 of Human Reaction. Today I'd like to dig into the book Human Action, which is the basis of my title of my podcast. I wanted to cover some information on pricing, how prices work. I tried to pare it down into picking out specific paragraphs that a layman listener could understand, because von Mises he's an economist after all. He uses a lot of terms from the Austrian economics school, and I wanted to try to keep that out of the show, because then I would have to stop and explain all what his terms mean. So I tried to just pick and choose particular paragraphs from his chapter on prices that would be fairly understandable to just a common listener. So let's get started. The driving force of the market process is provided neither by the consumers nor by the owners of the means of production, land, capital, goods, and labor, but by the promoting and speculating entrepreneurs. These are people intent upon profiting by taking advantage of differences in prices. Quicker of apprehension and farther sighted than other men, they look around for sources of profit. They buy where and when they deem prices too low, and they sell where and when they deem prices too high. They approach the owners of the factors of production, and their competition sends the prices of these factors up to the limit corresponding to their anticipation of the future prices of the products. They approach the consumers, and their competition forces prices of consumer goods down to the point at which the whole supply can be sold. Profit-seeking speculation is the driving force of the market, as it is the driving force of production. The ultimate source of the determination of prices is the value judgments of the consumers. Prices are the outcome of the valuation preferring A to B. They are social phenomena, as they are brought about by the interplay of the valuations of all individuals participating in the operation of the market. Each individual, in buying or not buying, and in selling or not selling, contributes his share to the formation of the market prices. But the larger the market is, the smaller the weight of each individual's contribution. Thus, the structure of market prices appears to the individual as a piece of data to which he must adjust his own conduct. The valuations which result in determination of definite prices are different. Each party attaches a higher value to the good he receives than to that he gives away. The exchange ratio, the price, is not the product of an equality of valuation, but on the contrary, the product of a discrepancy in valuation. The concept of final prices is merely a mental tool for the grasp of a particular problem, the emergence of entrepreneurial profit and loss. The concept of a just or fair price is devoid of any scientific meaning. It is a disguise for wishes, a striving for a state of affairs different from reality. Market prices are entirely determined by the value judgments of men as they really act. If one says that prices tend toward a point at which the total demand is equal to total supply, one resorts to another mode of expressing the same concatenation of phenomenon. Demand and supply are the outcome of the conduct of those buying and selling. If, other things being equal, supply increases, prices must drop. At the previous price, all those ready to pay this price could buy the quantity they wanted to buy. If the supply increases, they must buy larger quantities, or other people who did not buy before must become interested in buying. This can only be attained at a lower price. The market determines prices of factors of production in the same way in which it determines prices of consumer goods. The market process is an interaction of men deliberately striving after the best possible removal of their dissatisfaction. It is impossible to think away or to eliminate from the market process the men actuating its operation. One cannot deal with the market of consumer goods and disregard the actions of the consumers. One cannot deal with the market of goods of higher orders while disregarding the actions of the entrepreneurs, and the fact that the use of money is essential in their transactions. There is nothing automatic or mechanical in the operation of the market. The entrepreneurs eager to earn profits appear as bidders at an auction, as it were, in which the owners of the factors of production put up for sale land, capital goods, and labor. The entrepreneurs are eager to outdo one another by bidding higher prices than their rivals. Their offers are limited on the one hand by their anticipation of future prices of the products, and on the other hand by the necessity to snatch the factors of production away from the hands of other entrepreneurs who are competing with them. The pricing process is a social process. It is consummated by an interaction of all members of the society. All collaborate and cooperate, each in the particular role he has chosen for himself in the framework of the division of labor. Competing in cooperation and cooperating in competition, all people are instrumental in bringing about the result, vis-a-vis the price structure of the market, the allocation of the factors of production to the various lines of wants and satisfaction, and the determination of the share of each individual. These three events are not three different matters. They are only different aspects of one indivisible phenomenon, which our analytical scrutiny separates into three parts. In the market process, they are accomplished as one. Only people prepossessed by socialist leanings, who cannot free themselves from longing glances at socialist methods, speak of three different processes in dealing with the market phenomenon: the determination of prices, the direction of productive efforts, and distribution. The reason I highlighted that last sentence is because people who favor a socialist or / communist type of economic system where the government thinks it can decide prices accurately, they typically try to break down pricing into these three distinct categories because they think they have better knowledge of these market phenomenon than everyone else. And that's what was referred to by Friedrich Hayek as the fatal conceit, where individuals, especially those in power, think that they have a special knowledge of what everything is worth that is superior to the knowledge of millions of individual people creating market prices. That's my quick summary for the day of pricing. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you would like. See you next time.